Well, I trudged along throughout this entire season. I actually was able to finish this season. I thought I would have quit the game. I almost did. Don't get me wrong, Hawks was really fucking with me a lot. But I was able to get through it. And this is going to be my first impressions. I wanted to wait until I played through the full season and see how far I could get, all of that sort of stuff. See how much I felt about everything that was going on before I made a tier list. Since Season 8 is abundantly coming around soon, it's time to do the tier list for Season 7. Let's start right off the bottom. We're going to be doing this in order in terms of, okay, we're going to go directly order. We're going to order it in terms of who's the best and worst. So when you see the A-ranked characters, you're going to see everybody in A, in whatever order they're in, is what place they actually are in. But let's just begin. We're going to start right off. First things fucking first. Yes, you don't have to like it, and if you defend this, you probably play him. I don't think there's any debate that Hawks is by far the best character. He is so far along in his own tier, it's fucking ridiculous. He's the fastest character in the game, hits the hardest, has crazy tracking on his melee combo. Melee combo takes you to the air, can be cancelled into it. He has basically everything you would ever want. Randomly has an overload kit because he can scan homing attacks. His alpha homes in, or you can have it not home in, but it'll shoot even faster than normal. Like, he kind of has everything. I'm not even going to anything else. Y'all know, Hawks, by far the best. Assault Deku, I think he's slept on. But before I go into this, though, there's a reason there's no D tier or F tier. I think there's no character in this game that's... There is a worse character in the game, which y'all will see. And I know exactly who it is already. And we can talk about it once we get there. But that being besides the point, I think there's nobody in this game that's worse than a C tier. Everybody to some degree is in a way kind of viable, but it depends on who's left in the ring. Like, some characters are better late game, but it depends on who's left in the ring or whoever they're up against, obviously. But we'll get to it. Assault Deku, I think, is a slept-on character right now. Everybody's playing Full Bullet. Obviously, Full Bullet is the better character. So, there's that, which I guess we can rank Full Bullet right now because he's going to be above him. But Assault Deku is nothing to sneeze at. Still has a really hard-hitting alpha. I think he does like 80 damage. Has the crouch shot that knocks people back. And is a snipe, has like damn near infinite range from what I understand. He has the good mobility with St. Louis and Black Whip. And Black Whip gets up to 2 charges late game, which you're almost never going to get. But it's a thing. Has the quick res, all of that. Crazy combos. He's really good character. Black was actually relatively useful for pulling people in to set up for the combos now as well. So, solid A tier. Full Bullet Deku is just him but better. Has pretty much Power Crept Kirishima's freaking Gamma with his beta. Has up to 2 to 3 charges. It hits harder the higher up you are with it. Damn near peels the shield off for free. Good mobility, can wall things off like doorways with his Gamma. Still has the same special action, all of that. Can knock you down and hit you really hard while doing it with his alpha. No problem, and he's pretty good at fighting rapids as well. So he's a solid A tier. Strike Bakugo is C tier, I'm gonna be honest. He was the best in the game. It is crazy to see how far he's fallen. He keeps catching unnecessary nerfs, and I don't know why they keep hitting him. When I left the game, he wasn't even that much of a problem anymore. And that was, I think, Season 2. Whenever Strike Deku came out was when I left the game, I think. So, whenever that happened, I was like, he wasn't that much of an issue at that point. Why now? But he got nerfed again. His shots if he's the only strike on this team, his shots do like 66 damage. His alpha does like 66 damage, I think, by himself was the only strike character. That is terribly low at level 9. Deku doing, there's no reason to play him anymore. You play him for his mobility and his alpha. But Howitzer, it hits more consistently, but still iffy if you're going to land all the hits. Or land it fully anyway, the big hit at the end. His beta, it's still good. His beta's still a good ability. It does like 90 damage, and you can land 2 of them. Mix it in, and it has really quick recovery. So his beta does his thing, but why would you not just play Machine Gun Bakugo? Machine Gun Bakugo is just this one but better. You want to use your special action fly up? Just use your beta and you can fly around and drop a bunch of shit. Crazy air mobility damn near is never touching the ground unless he really wants to. That's from above the character. Not much to say about him. Uraraka Uraraka, she's come a long way. I'm not gonna lie, I can't put her in B tier, but she's definitely better than Strike Bakugo. Uraraka is a hard-hitting character now, but she's really telegraphed. Like, I get caught by something. Every time, of course, all of us are gonna get caught by it sometime. But her Gamma is literally what she relies on. So if she can't catch it with the Gamma, she kind of has to rely on the Beta. And seemingly, the Uraraka players don't level up the Beta that often anymore. It seems like you're leveling up the Gamma first, and maybe the Alpha for the mobility. Because I guess they nerfed the hitbox on the Beta. I don't know if it's a lot easier to stop it. I haven't really seen them doing it. But she does have a free shield break combo if she lands in Gamma. But the evolution, I want to make a video about the evolution of Uraraka players. Just give them their props. But I digress. She doesn't have too much before. She does have a little bit of utility with being able to give herself or her teammates float. But usually it hurts more than it helps. So yeah, especially with Hawks in the way right now, you don't want to be in the air for too long, because if he catches you in the air with his Beta, and you don't have a way to hit the ground, you're going to get fucked up. Ida is easily an A tier. Easily. I would say Ida is better than Rapid Bakugo. Ida is one of the few characters that can fight the crazy Rapids, but he isn't Rapid, obviously. Super fast character, not the fastest in the game, unfortunately, but super fast character. Combos that almost armor break, but don't. Not armor, but shield break. He has everything he needs to be good, but he's not keeping up with the top tiers, obviously. I always thought he was good, but he was always the worst out of the UA boys, I call them, which was Yellow Deku, Red Bakugo, and Red Todoroki. But I think he's fallen off a lot. He already was the worst in my opinion, because his mobility has a lot of startup. Yes, he has the freeze into the alpha, all of that good stuff, but your whole mobility is grounded, and I guess, yeah, you can't touch the trail, but I don't feel anything towards him. I don't think he has what it takes to keep up with the meta at all right now. Don't get me wrong, you can still dominate with him, but his special action is also a worthless button, so yeah, until they give him a better special action, and yeah, you can't really do anything unless you're gonna make his alpha, make his gamma go through the air. Then I'll see the point of really playing him over the other one, because yeah, the other one doesn't have mobility at all, but the other one is better. I think this Todoroki, I think he's not as good as people think he is. He's really good at locking down an area in terms of a building, because literally, especially in the new map, all the little small buildings, you can throw your spear through it or your Beta through it, and then blow it up, and it'll hit the floor under you're on and the floor above you, especially in the smaller ones. So it has a lot of use, but the smaller he's one of those, the smaller the ring gets, the better he gets characters. But outdoors, he's kind of a sitting duck. I don't think he's good enough, but I don't think every character needs to be viable either, so I would leave him where he is. There's not much to say about him. Froby is slept on too. I don't see many people playing her, but I think she's amazing. Froby is out here still doing relatively crazy damage. It does take her forever to down you, but her combos are relatively slow, and they're pretty telegraphed. When you see her grappling towards you, if you have a way to stop it, you can just smack her back or smack her away or something like that. Or try to just intercept, especially if you have armor. It's just that she's telegraphed. But I wouldn't put her above Machine Gun Bakugo. I'd put her, yeah, she'd be behind Deku, in my opinion. She's definitely worse out of the people on this list in A tier so far. And she has access to a quick res, arguably, not guaranteed, but arguably the best one. Yes, Cementos puts you in a freaking barrier. Shiizaki's is worthless, let's be honest. This is the fact that she moves you out of the way. It does suck that you can't move until, like, pretty much your invincibility wears off, but it's something. Slept on character. Not C tier, but also not A tier. He kind of deals with Hawks in a weird way. If you can dodge Hawks Alpha, you can see the Gamma coming, you can, or the Beta coming, you can do your Gamma and knock him back. A big part of this meta is, can you fight Rapids? He does a decent job of it because he hits hard and he armors through a lot of their stuff. And he takes less damage. It's kind of hard to kill him. So just off of that alone, and his Alpha can counter a lot of their BS too, because it's a big active hitbox. So he will take a chunk of damage, but he can chop through it and hit them back too. So I'm giving Kirishima is solid B. He's at the top of B for now. Until we get the other character. Momo, I'll put her in A tier. Not better than Froppy though. Momo, her beta's been nerfed over the time. Like, it's a lot easier to hit her while she's using it, all of that. Her cannons are crazy. When I left, they were shit. Stop commenting on that video. There were people still commenting way after the video was out about these cannons are busted. What the hell are you talking about? I know you know what video. Talk about the worst abilities in my whole Ultra Rumble I did. Yes, those cannons were ass. They fixed them. They're godlike now. But they weren't like that when the game came out. Her cannons are really good for applying pressure. She's really good the late game. If she needs to revive a teammate, she's one of the best if they actually die. Because she can pretty much get a revive card as long as she has a special action active. Special action helps you get back in the game, all of that good stuff. Solid A tier, but not at the top. This one's going to be a hot take. I put Kaminari at the top of B. I don't think Kaminari deserves to be A. He kind of, in a way, counters Hawks, but the risk isn't worth the reward a lot of the time. If Hawks catches you with his beta and your special action doesn't stop him, or your Gamma doesn't hit him, then you're kind of fucked. You're going to be stunned, hit that damn 2 to 3 times, and have your shield broken, and probably half your health gone if he gets 3. I guess if you set up a bunch of wires, he might fly through them and then get stunned. But if he hits you with his beta, you're going to be stunned in place too, so you're not going to really get your follow-up. Kaminari is top of B though. For the first time ever, bro. It's been so long. It's my girl, bro. I'm putting her above all of these characters, bro. She is an A tier. I don't care what nobody says. I'm glad she found a way to be useful. If you don't know, I will debate you until Eraserhead came out. Easily, by far, the worst character at the start of this game. The clap missed so often. Her alpha was okay, and her beta did not work. Her special action was ass. She had the infinite flight glitch. That's the best thing she had going for her. With infinite jump glitch, I guess you call it. But that didn't really do shit for her because she can't hit you from up there. Kendo has come a long way, and honestly, it's because she handles a lot of the rapids really well. Froby coming towards you, block, stun, clap, damn near shield break for free. You see Hawks dodge all his alpha so your shield doesn't break. Try to dodge as much of his alpha as you can. Then when he dives in for the beta, if you react to it or read it, you can block, and then it'll stun him, you get a clap. Or you get melee attack into clap, and that's even more damage. I wouldn't risk the melee attack because he has ways to get out of it. Either coming in for a kick, block. All of that stuff just shits on it. You have to watch out for characters like Strike Dagger because he can fall behind you and hit you, all that shit. And she's a tanky character. She has 400 health. So Kendo, definitely A tier. Handles rapids really well. Shiozaki? Hell no, she's not an A tier, she's a C tier. She kind of fights Hawks okay, but other than that, she doesn't really do anything in particular. And her alpha is still iffy on when it wants to hit people or not. Sometimes her gamma glitches out too, and she'll grab you but not hit you. Then she just kidnaps your ass, and she can get combos off of that, but that's a lot of stuff you can't rely on. If her glitches were fixed, I'd put her higher up, but I think she's definitely one of the worst right now. All Might. All Might. I was sleeping on him. I thought he was like a B tier. I think he's good. No, he's not better than Froby. I think he's better than Momo for sure though. I think All Might is crazy. Still hits hard, has splash damage, so you get decent damage even if you're missing. His beta is still relatively hard to land, but it hits really hard, and the follow-up makes you do crazy damage if you get the combo. If you get beta into beta when they're in the air. But it's not a true combo, so some characters can just escape it. Gamma for the invincibility can counter Hawks trying to dive at you. And even if all of that, really good mobility with the super jump and the 2 betas. So, but it's not enough mobility to escape Hawks, so he can't be, that good. A lot of rappers can still catch his ass. Sarmentos is actually okay. He's actually okay right now. I put him at the top of B. He's actually okay right now. He's not the greatest, but he can hit a lot of the rapids out of their abilities when they're trying to fly them or just block them off. It's hard to do it, but it's a possibility. And his combos, he's still a long range hitter, but up close his combos don't really work how they should. But far away, if he lands his Gamma from far enough, he combos the Gamma with the Alpha and the Gamma popping. So all of it is pretty much a free shield break from far away. And he has a problem with hitting people above him because nothing he does really matters above him. The wall hits hard, but it's really slow and telegraphed. So he still has his issues, so he has to be in B. But I do see him eventually moving up into A if he gets like another set of buffs or enough nerfs happen. Especially if the rapid meta gets shut down. Without the rapid meta, I'd put him in A easily. Mount Lei, I think is... no, I'll put her in B. Bottom of B tier. She has her thing. It's just Mount Lei's kit is really pretty bad without Gigantification because they nerfed her stomps. See, for some reason, they nerfed her stomps upper hitbox, even though there's way bigger problems in the game. But, you know, she still does her thing when she's giant. Her late game with her giant form, she does a fucking lot of damage, and she's one of the queens of AoE. She's one of the top characters when it comes to AoE damage. I'm gonna leave Mount Lei right at the bottom of B for now. I don't think there's... we'll see, but I don't know if there's anybody else that goes below her. Shigaraki is a C tier character. He struggles really bad with this rapid meta. Yes, you can talk about my Veil or other people's Veils, especially if you know like Striker, I think is his name, on TikTok, or Drip Saki. Yes, there's other players that are cracked with him, but at the same time, we're only showing usually our best moments. There's a lot of matches we're getting fucked up. We're not showing. Oh, I'll wager that they probably would admit it themselves, especially Striker. Bro, Shigaraki cannot hit most of the characters that are meta at the moment. And if he can usually not get full damage. Oh, the moment Deku gets hit, he's gonna jump or dodge and then jump into the air with his freaking Gamma. I think it's Gamma, yeah. And then just fly off. Strike Deku at least. Hawks is gonna fly off somewhere. Freaking Ida's going into the air. Rapid Bakugo. Everybody that's like in the A tier, besides Momo, has a solid way to get away from his ass and just negate him. Most characters in the game don't, but if you get into Final Ring, he becomes a menace. Depends on who it is. If it's a Hawk, the Hawk can just kind of outlast your beta for the most part, and now you can't hit him at all. You have to just play Dead by Daylight and survive until he runs out of mobility and comes back down. That's all you got going for you. This Shigaraki's not even that good. He's better by a lot, I think. You know, AoE has the ability to actually hit people out the air. It's really hard to do it. But, you know, the mobility is the biggest thing that gives him the edge. Yes, Shigaraki has grounded mobility, but this one has air mobility. And he can hit people out the air and combo them a lot more. Shigaraki doesn't really have good combos. He has one really good one that does a fuck ton of damage. But I can't give him anything else. I cannot put him any higher. He's like right in the middle of the B tier. One of the other worst characters in the game, bro. Purple Dabi. The difference between Purple Dabi and Shigaraki, Purple Dabi has the slightest chance to fight Hawk just because his fireball is home in and can hit people out the air. So if he catches Hawk doing the wrong thing, he can hit him. And his stomp can cancel Hawk's beta, his Gamma. And his traps can also counter them. But other than that, there's not much else he can do. Crazy Torch is slept on too. Well, he's not slept on. Everybody knows about Crazy Torch and how bullshit this is. I think Crazy Torch is one of the best. The thing about this motherfucker, compared to other characters, is his beta's tracking is a little ridiculous. If you want to finish somebody off and you know they're low, just throw the beta out. It's a good chance it's going to hit in a weird ass way and pull them into it. Even though you completely miss the kick, it might latch onto them. And if you don't, you might get the dud kick where they can't even recover and they just fall forever. And you get a team got time to show up and set their ass up for death. Technical Toga is slept on. Nobody's really talking about it because Rapid Toga is the thing. But Technical Toga still does her thing. She has like the same idea. Crazy tracking on her Gamma. The knife run is still really good on her beta. Her alpha sucks. I'm not gonna lie. It's literally just a worse Hawk because it doesn't home in. But, and her special action is just her special action. Not really crazy. Solid B tier. Rapid Toga shits on that Toga. I'm gonna be real. I would put Rapid Toga. I don't think she's better than Crazy Torch, but I think she's good. She is so ridiculous. Actually, I would put her above Crazy Torch. Let me stop lying. And the reason I do that is the mobility factor of it. First off, having alphas that bounce back just means they linger out more. So since your alphas linger more, it's just more of a problem to deal with. Like, you have to dodge it twice, technically. You have to worry about getting out of the way and then it hitting you on the way back. So even if you roll, it might catch you still for some of its damage. And she can throw a bunch of these damn things out. Next thing is her freaking multi, I don't know what to call it. She throws all the syringes out. I don't know which ability is, beta, I think. Or gamma, I don't know which one. That thing is just extra low mobility and it has a wide ass AoE hitbox on it. But it combos into her other one where she grapples you and she takes your blood. And she has another way to take your blood and she turns into you. And it doubles as mobility. So her having crazy ass mobility also turned into characters is where they fuck up. Like, the technical Toga was okay for stealing the mobility and being able to cancel back, but she didn't have super high mobility without her knife running. Especially if she didn't hit somebody with it to run even longer than normal. But this Toga already has 5 mobility. She can do the flip twice. It's not crazy mobility, but it's something. And then she has, like, at late game, she has like 3 grapples, Spider-Man, whatever you want to call those shits. And you can cancel those you can use those, turn into the person whose blood you stole, and then use their mobility, then turn back to normal and get all your abilities back. That's like 10 charges total for her alone, mobility, if it's late game, not counting whoever shit you took. You can just stay in the air for a long ass time, or they can buy time for your team or do whatever the hell you need to do if they're using a team heal or anything like that. Really crap character. Mr. Compress, he relies on level 7 so much, but he's not a good character, bro. Better than Shiozaki, I would say. I would even say better than Strike Bakugo, but not better than Todoroki. He relies on getting to level 6 or 7 whenever he gets a truck. I think it's level 7 so badly, and once he does, he's crazy. He's one of the gods of third partying, because you'll just all be fighting and then trucks start hitting everybody. Now everybody wants to panic, you can't tell what the fuck is going on. There's so much particles and debris everywhere. He has a really good escape, especially once he gets that second charge of it. His beta doesn't really, it just kind of exists. I rarely ever see it hit people, even when I shoot at him or when he shoots at, or when they shoot at me when I'm using him. His special action buff was really good, but it's not good enough. So, yeah, C tier. Eraserhead's good. He's actually really good. But here's the thing about Eraserhead. I'd put him above Rapid Bakugo, but I think Eraserhead's really hard to play is the big problem right now. He's always been hard to play, but even now, you need to know when it's time to activate your special action, when to cancel it. Should you go for a grapple right after? Should you try to do a jump grab or not if your team's around so they can set up for way more damage? Because if you do a jump grab, they can't really combo afterwards, but if you do a regular one and then do the gamma, they can combo after. The gamma can block shit to try to protect teammates. Like, there's a lot of stuff to this character. So I think I'm going to give him A, but when you fight a really good Eraserhead, there are minutes and he hits really hard too. Most things he do is going to damn near break your shield if they know what they're doing. I don't know what the fuck is going on with Endeavor right now. This man's been very glitchy lately. I'm putting him top of B. I don't know. I've been running through a lot of glitchy shit lately. This man is so dumb. So here it goes with Endeavor. His alphas, whatever. Prominence burns, whatever. His beta has been hitting me from the opposite side of the wall. Even, like, I'll see the pillar shoot out on one side of the wall, and I'm on the other side, not even close to it, and it'll just smack me. I'm like, alright, I'm part of this now, unfortunately. So just for that, if his pillar is going to be shooting on both sides, and I'm not seeing the second one, I don't know, that's happened to me at least in 3 or 4 different matches lately. So I'm going to assume he's just bullshit right now, or he fucked up, and maybe it's only happened on the new map, so maybe I got something to do with it. But I'll give him B tier just for that. His beta still hits hard, and it can stop a Hawks player, and it's really active. So that's the main thing that saves him. Twice is not that good. He's good if he... Twice is one of those very conditionally good characters. Like, a cracked Twice I would easily put at the top of A tier. Not above strong, but probably like top 5. But here's the thing about Twice. Here is the biggest problem in my opinion. Twice he has to fight early game. He has to. And he doesn't do that much damage early game. But he needs to fight early game so he can get as many people as possible. He needs to get that special action off as many times as he can early on to get as many clones as he can. If he doesn't, and you just have the normal clone, yes, he's relatively easy to play because the Gamma combos and has a long lock-on, or like has a very strong lock-on effect, pretty easy to hit. But his Gamma into Beta hits hard late game, but that's all he kind of got. And the clones have aimbot. So the more clones, the better. If you can establish a strong-ass early game and have your teammates getting kills, so you can get bodies early, or clones early, you're fucking set. I think you have up to 7 clones or something at a time too, so yeah. Twice is amazing if you can get kills early on. Most of the time that doesn't happen though. Because you have to kind of give up on looting for that and have confidence for having a team that's coordinated. All For One, I'm giving him C tier. I'm gonna be honest. He's better than all of these motherfuckers. I give him the top of it, just for the special action. But his special action is one of the worst of the ones that can steal abilities, because it has a longer cooldown, and on top of all of that, and on top of everything else, he has to actually get a down to steal your thing. Most of the Togas don't have to do that. He has to get the kill to steal your abilities. And he doesn't even get access to the special action, because he uses the special action button to transform or use your abilities. The best thing is the element of surprise, not knowing which quirks he has. But I guess that applies to Toga too, because you don't even know that you're fighting a Toga sometimes. So afterwards, and they break out and hit you with some crazy shit. They did my man dirty, bro. Lemillion's a B tier now, bro. He's pretty good, but they did him so dirty, bro. And I don't think you can defend it otherwise. His kit, they took his combo potential away. He's kind of a single hit carry. If he hits you with alpha in either way and gets all the hits, or gets the fully charged hit, it hits you really hard. You can Demon Kiss your shield goodbye if you get hit by 2 of them. But it's a really, really rough case. His alpha has his charge alpha is relatively hard to hit and really telegraph, and his regular alpha has tracking on it, but it can get caught on things. Like, you can be in the middle of doing it, and there's a wall in the way, and it'll just whiff. Or the last hit will whiff sometimes. His beta is really long recovery, so once you pop out the ground, characters can just beam you, and his gamma is... it's bad, I'm gonna be honest. It doesn't even make sense to the character. Like, I get the idea, yeah, he protected the area with his cape, but I guess I couldn't think of a third ability. His special action is really good, though. And people forget about his secondary use to fly across the goddamn map to get to your team ASAP. Flying through walls. Sucks on the new map, on UA Island, is amazing on USJ. The reason I say that, UA Island, most of the buildings you can't fly through for some reason. On USJ, you can fly through like everything, so you'll get right to your fucking team in like 5 seconds. Overhaul, A tier by far. Not better than, oh hell no, not better than Kendo. Not better than either, but I say a better racer. Overhaul, this is the thing. You gotta fight him 3 times. You gotta fight him normally, and then you have to wait for him to use a special action, and that's his second fight. Then he goes plus ultra, if he has it, and then you have to fight him a 3rd time. And all of this, he has a shield break combo that has a stun that has crazy range on it, and it also hits instantly in front of him if you're right in his face. He has a shield break combo with the stun into the gamma. He's really good. His beta's not the most amazing thing, but you can use it without people knowing where you are, and it can finish people off super fast. Or he can heal a teammate really fast, and he has the ability to combo break. Amazing character. Uh-oh. The newest guy. I want to put him above Kendo, but I can't do it. He's number 6. I think he's the 6th best. This is the thing about Present Mike. Here's the thing. he power crept some characters in weird ways. Has ridiculous range, has the stun, for some reason the stun has to come with a secondary effect of deafening you. I don't know if some of these abilities starting to have random secondary effects. His makes sense. I guess Hawk's scanning kind of makes sense. So I guess I'll let it go. But, my fucking god, these abilities starting to have secondary effects. He hits relatively hard. He has crazy range. He can double up his damage. His special action has too many charges. I think that thing needs one charge for how, I guess, long the quill is. It doesn't need to have that many. Or maybe 2. 3 is fucking overkill. He never runs out. So his special action is crazy, but it lets him do like double damage on his alpha, as long as it's within range to hit the person. His beta is just a setup tool, or it can be used as a long range, constant fucking projectile that hits harder from a distance. And I think it's easier to hit, but I think the shockwaves get bigger from a distance. But it does leave him immobile, so I'm okay with that. His gamma is just free mobility. He gets Kirishima's punch, but relatively better. You can get up to 3 charges. Yeah, Kirishima starts off with 3, but he gets up to 3, and it gets stronger the more people that are down. It's a crazy character, but I don't think he's like the idea of sniping rapids out the sky. He can do really well, but I think other characters handle rapids better, like Strike Deku and shit, or especially Kendo, for example. But that's my tier list. What do y'all think about this? I still think Hawk is at the top, but what do you think of my tier list? This is the end of the season, so I don't really plan on changing it. This is what I truly think of these characters. Shigaraki, I'm hoping Strike Shigaraki gets some sort of buff. That's not my favorite character, obviously. Strike Bakugo is relatively fun too, but I think it's a fine balance. I think if you bring him back to his prime, he's not keeping up with this meta. But nothing else to say from me. Like, subscribe if you enjoyed this. Let me know how y'all feel about Season 8. I'll do a tier list for that probably earlier than I did for this one, but not at the beginning. We're going to give it some time to marinate and see what's going on with the balance patches, all that extra shit. That's going to be it from me. It's True Kingston, and I'm out.